everybody, welcome to today's live stream. I have joining me today on the panel commentator auditor. He'll be joining us soon, and Mark the sarcastic law student should show up eventually. But we're gonna go over the video that Long Island put out this past Sunday of him being supposedly assaulted, and well, him having a plant with him. I know Frauder Troll covered it. I know Welsh News Network covered it, but I figured I wanted to cover it as a video, but it would be a very long video, and I would just rather do it as a stream at that point. I want to thank Archangel 3 for being here. Vini, welcome. Now, if you're not familiar with what happened in this video, Long Island Audits, aka LIA, went to Virginia to a job opportunity center where he claims that he was assaulted by the security, denied his right to do his quote-unquote press, and, well, essentially just made a bunch of stuff up and had a plant with him. For everyone who's joining us, thank you for showing up. I'm waiting on commentator auditor to get here before we get into the video. But beforehand, I'll pull up something for us just to watch and laugh at. Now, let's see. If there is anything we know about Sean, this isn't his first interaction with dealing with members of the public or press, because, well, he's not press, but then again, he is just a typical frauditor. Again, everyone who's just showing up, welcome. I'm waiting on my guest to join us. Now, the funny thing about all of this going down is it's strangely ironic to a video he did, I believe it was last month, where he went to a courthouse and had a almost similar interaction with a just regular civilian, where he insults the civilian for being, you know, a bootlicker, quote unquote, because he didn't want to be recorded. I'm going, hey, Abby. Hello, Kelly Fitzpatrick. Let me share screen here. Now, this does come from Long Island Audits' own channel, so I'll react over it.
When business isn't happening.
It's none of my business what he's doing. Excuse me, sir.
But
it's none of my business what he's doing, sir.
Okay.
I don't
hey,
care. No. This is what you're trying to do by trying to put your hands on me.
Are you okay, sir? Is he disturbing your peace?
Excuse me?
With us, we have Lord Sarcastic.
Hey, how's it going? I did just about get back on time.
Yeah?
Yes, I went to the shop before start, and I got back about 5 minutes ago, right as you were about to start.
Well, we're just waiting on CA to show up, but until then, we're going to see a encounter with a civilian and how Long Island treats them when they ask him not to record him.
I think we can see where this is going to go.
Excuse me?
Oh, yeah.
Is he disturbing? Are you really trying to?
I'm really asking him. This is his life.
But I didn't do.
He's disturbing my peace by being a frauditor. I'm going to get him arrested.
I didn't. Yeah, but just because somebody asked you to do something. But
Hey,
I didn't
Miss
do
Man.
it. I didn't.
Hey,
It
Miss
doesn't.
Mandy.
It's disrespectful. I'm not in a courtroom. I'm not in a courtroom. Okay, so what does that mean? How am I being disrespectful?
Mandy, would you like to join us up here?
You're
Listen,
breathing.
you're not gonna try and find. Oh, am I disturbing your peace? Yeah, I know.
Yes, your breath.
Good luck being a
disturbs my
bootlicker. Hopefully that gets you
sensibilities.
far in life. Just bowing down to
1800
tyrants.
they want their insult back.
I'm not harassing anyone. You started all of this.
Just now, bootlicker, get out of the court.
I have freedom of speech.
Get out of the courthouse.
Yes, but your freedom of speech does not condone you for being a prick. Hey, David, welcome.
I love the fact that this cop is just like, yeah, you called him a bootlicker. You can piss off now.
Oh yeah, and that was the funny thing is.
Oh Good lord! I didn't clear you to land. Bugger off.
Is Long Island trying to make an approach to the Isles?
Yes, he unfortunately he slipped on some vomit that was left there by a young woman who saw him coming and apparently didn't approve of his looks. So
Hold on, I'll be right back.
Entered the game. Well, in that case, welcome to Marcus Sarcastic Law Student After Dark. It's after dark here. I don't know whether it's after dark over there, but it's after dark here. And mind you, that being said, even in the daytime, it's technically after dark. You see, it's after the darkness. Never mind.
But we have to deal with the jackwagon that is Long Island. And
I have freedom of speech.
all the
Can I
guy
speak to your supervisor?
recorded.
Can I speak to your
Right?
Yes, he's
supervisor?
downstairs. Walk with me.
I'll speak to your supervisor.
First of all, do I have any volunteers to clean up?
Because
puke?
your attitude here
I
and your
tried
actions
once,
here today,
and
putting your hands
I
on me,
ended
is
up making it
ridiculous.
worse.
Ridiculous.
Now, did you
For filming in publicly accessible areas. That
Did you
wasn't
put
bothering
this
anyone.
boy's head
You
in the
started
mop
all this.
bucket like
You
I told
escalated
you?
the situation. You did.
I can do blood, but puke.
There was no need for any of this. You want to escalate the situation and then blame me. Is he disturbing your peace? That would be a big mistake.
You are just
Big mistake
He
if
has
you
the
did
right.
that.
He has that right. Just
Yeah.
like you do. Straight this way, sir.
Big mistake.
You know, a breach of the
Talk to
peace
your
isn't
supervisor.
actually
Big mistake
literally
to try
related
and
to peace and quiet.
solicit an arrest, an unlawful arrest.
You know that, don't you, LIA?
Well, according to him, all security guards are meant to do are observe and report.
Says who? I know he says that, but I mean, he doesn't really count, does he?
I think he watched that Seth Rogen movie one too many times. I honestly believe that's his excuse, and that's the only one that would make sense.
Don't get me wrong. There are people in the security industry who do observe and report. I mean, I was one of them, but that's not all security guards.
So you have some expertise on this. So that works. Now, we can actually end this video because that's the part I wanted to show, but we can actually jump into the main presentation and start it until CA gets here. Share video.
Yeah, why not?
Because it is truly ironic that
You'll be lucky you don't leave here in cuffs today.
I'm not gonna leave. Why would I leave here?
Because you assaulted me on camera.
spoiler
I love
alert.
this guy.
Spoiler alert, there was never an assault. You know, I think I have the perfect clip to play for that.
Does
And
it have anything to do with morons?
oh, it's one better.
Better than morons?
Oh yes.
Imbeciles?
For Sean and his claims of assault. But I mean, morons is pretty good.
Well, I can claim that I'm a rock star, but I'm not.
I mean, You're not a rock star? I thought you were.
And I'm a porn star. It's only 3 letters, but it's 3 significant letters.
When did that happen?
You assaulted me on camera.
You was about
last
to
week
Real
sometime.
smart.
I like that, and I'll be right here like this.
Yes.
I was bored.
Because I'm still working here.
Trying to keep the peace and help them understand that what they're doing is unlawful. Because if they're discriminating against him just for this fact that he's in a public area, as far as I can tell, he is not violent. He's not using profanity.
Hey, Sean, don't forget to water your
There has
plant.
to be accountability here.
Right. Okay. So
So that's what I'm asking for.
Do not water your plant, folks.
Hey, what's up, guys? The Long Island Audit here.
I
God,
think by
with the
accountability,
video.
he
Today we're at the
means to
Employment Commission
exclude
here
himself.
in Norfolk, Virginia. We're here today, as always, to peacefully exercise our First Amendment right to film in public and publicly accessible areas, to promote transparency and accountability within our government, and to ensure that our public servants recognize our rights and treat us with respect. Let's get into it. All right, guys, so upstairs we have Veterans Employment. Let's take a look. See if we can take a look around in here. City of Norfolk Proclamation.
I'll be honest,
Hey,
this
how are
doesn't
you?
look like a
Yeah, I'm just taking some pictures
public
and video.
organization to me.
I'm in. Who are you?
Oh,
sir?
no.
Sorry.
I'm
Who are
Mike. I'm the coordinator for the center here.
coordinator for the center? And your name?
Michael Hunter.
Michael. My name is Sean. I'm an independent journalist.
Okay. And what you journalizing?
I'm just taking some pictures and video of the facility here. I'm working on a story.
Okay. You mind if I ask what the story is?
Oh, it's on the Employment Commission here. I can't get into any more detail than that, unfortunately.
So you want the employment commission? You may want to talk to those of Virginia employment commission.
Okay. Let's start off with the basics. He's a resident of Long Island or Staten Island, New York, whatever it is. And he's in Virginia at a job and opportunity center.
I've seen this clip before. I'm sure. Is this
Why?
a veterans charity? Is it? It's
not a veterans charity. It's a veterans program, which does offer help for people getting out of the military or have been in the military to find jobs. It also helps them work on resumes to translate their specific skill sets into what would be civilian terms.
yeah, surprising actually how many veterans actually have trouble doing that.
Oh,
It's the
yeah.
same over here.
I mean, not to mention it also helps, provide any other benefits they might need or resources. But again, this is Sean and his infinite logic of, well, he's paid some sales tax for a pack of gum, so he gets to say what he wants.
Yeah.
Employee, and also did you go downstairs?
Yeah, no, I came upstairs first, but I will talk to them.
Okay.
All right, thanks,
If you have
Michael.
any questions, let me know.
All right, thanks, Mike.
Yeah, his pet wasn't there yet, so
Bunch of brochures over here.
You have to get permission.
I'm sorry.
If you film anybody, you have to get permission from that individual.
Oh, that's not the case because it's public. This is a public building, right?
Yeah, but
Okay.
Yep.
But these individuals.
That's true, Arch.
It's like you go to the hospital, you don't take pictures of people in the hospital because that's their privacy.
and
Well, if you're
to
in public,
go
there's
after
no
veterans,
expectation of privacy. That's why, when you go out, there's
that's
cameras
just so
everywhere
wrong.
above your head.
I mean,
You know what I mean?
Let me check what I
Yeah, sure, no problem.
You'd
I
be,
don't
you'd
have
be
a card,
surprised
no. I don't.
how many veterans don't even realize quite the employment
Yeah,
skills.
they're
that
in
they've
public
got.
again, Michael. I'm not trying to
They
film
tend to
anybody in particular, but
underestimate.
if they're on the video, they're on the video.
What
I
quality
don't
and skills
know.
they-
We'll have to
Yeah, you can
we'll have
check
to
with-
call them and
with-
ask them for Sean because, as we all know, he is a convicted felon. He was the inspirational case of Reyes versus State because the prison didn't protect him when he ran his mouth. So he tried to sue the prison.
Yeah, why does that not surprise me?
Well, if you run your mouth, I mean, you have to expect a couple of lickings.
Snitches get stitches.
But no, his whole case, argument for
Literally
that case
taught
was
you in kindergarten.
No, but the whole argument for his case was the guards failed to protect me because I got assaulted for possibly instigating crimes inside the jail. Well, prison.
So I missed that story. What did he actually do? Let's have the background on that.
It was an armed robbery, apparently. I think he robbed a convenience store. I'm not 100%, but I know it was an armed robbery charge, which got him sent to prison.
And then once he gets to prison, he tries to instigate other people to commit crimes, or what?
He runs his mouth, and Dave, here we go. He was convicted of attempted armed robbery in 2013-ish, which makes sense. But no, he ran his mouth and started fighting. And in a lot of American jails and prisons here, you can be charged for assault, battery, and inciting a riot inside of a jail.
Oh, yeah, they'll charge you with that.
So if he's inciting them, they can charge him with it. I know Colorado attempted it before. And I know for a fact that Florida does have it on the books that if you incite a riot, you will be charged, and you're looking at federal prison at that point.
Whoever you need to. It's funny.
He was a naughty boy.
It says we can't record anyone without their permission, but yet here's our friendly reminder.
I think
that
he's
always
paranoid.
recording us. Even though it always seems
It's
to
a
be an
it's a
issue
little
when we
bit different.
record them.
Do you want to pause a second, that's here?
Interesting.
Sure.
It's a little bit different when they are filming for their own purposes. They are the building occupiers. They are the ones who write the rules. If they want to film, they can do that. If they want to stop you from filming, they can do that. It's their rules. They are the occupiers of that space. They are the ones who create the rules. If you don't like it, bleep off somewhere else. I've got my bleep button covered up at the moment. I can't quite reach it, but
I'll give you one free pass. Just do
a bleep and I'll say it afterwards.
But I mean, yeah, I go over this every time when I cover his videos. He specifically looks for the cameras first and foremost.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, David, thank you for that. He claims two inmates incited and beat him down. 2013. The two COs were. Oh, perfect. I love it. If he got a good ass whooping, he needed it because Mama didn't spank him hard enough.
It evidently didn't do him much good. I love this guy, I've just got to say.
Oh yeah.
Who are you?
I want to find out, if he's still working for LI. Hey, can we find out if we can use him a gift basket?
Allied Universal?
Yes.
Or at least a
Hey,
gift
man.
card to Starbucks.
Come on, what?
So you one of them?
Why are you
Oh, he
saying
already
that?
knows.
One of them.
He already knows.
Was recording it. I be watching a lot of videos. I see this, but you making people feel real uncomfortable.
I'm gonna give you all contact.
Okay.
Yeah, so who's the boss that says I have to go? That's one way to come up to somebody, I guess. Just come up to them and say, you gotta go.
Then you can't be recording people. You can't be recording.
Why is that?
Well, because it's a non-traditional
Oh, no,
public
why is
forum.
there's a camera over there in the corner of the office.
That's for security. Are you security?
Oh, so it's for security. So if it's
Are
for
you
security, it's okay.
Are you?
Yes, as I already explained to you.
But the real question is this. This is a non-traditional public forum, or even a limited public forum at best, for his case. So at that point, they can set the rules on when you can record. This is no different than what happened last week when he got a privacy complaint put on him. When he went to New Jersey.
Well, if he starts hell in Jersey, then he's going to get it, isn't he? So.
Oh, well, if you watch Fraud Under Troll's video where he covered the New Jersey incident, you can actually go to Sean's, and he's now had to censor the gentleman who questioned him, which means one of two things. Well, only one thing. He got a privacy complaint put on him, and the guy told him either take the video down or cover my face.
Not too bad, right? I would as well.
Me personally, because I'm not a employee, I would have started singing off-key Disney music. I would definitely get Mando's favorite song and play it.
So you can only record people if you're security?
Yes.
That doesn't make sense.
No, actually, it makes
So
perfect
you can
sense.
only record people if you're security?
Bro, you're not about to get no clout for this, man.
Some clout? What does that mean?
Because he knows your game. He knows you're just a prankster.
Public interest, like you be recording like police stations. You probably be at police stations and everything, don't you? Oh
So
yeah,
I'm
no, I
trying
be
to-
seeing people like you all the time on videos.
And they're trying to get clout.
Coming, like-
Can you explain what clout is to me?
Coming in like
I'm trying
Everything
to
you
figure it
do
out.
on your channel.
like government buildings.
Right.
You don't get paid.
This person claims to be an expert in the law,
Mm-hmm.
or at least one area of the law, First Amendment. He doesn't understand basic English like clout. I mean,
You know what?
a lot of law is, the meaning of individual words.
I have a real interesting question. What do you think Long Island put this video as? Activism, news, political unrest? Or do you think he went and put it for entertainment?
Oh, entertainment. I'd stake. I'd stake a stake on it.
T-bone or flat iron? Because I only prefer flat irons.
I don't know, but a nice juicy steak.
Fair enough. I'll take it.
Yeah, I'd say definitely put it as entertainment.
Arch is saying entertainment as well. But don't forget, Tones
what
told
that
us
means,
how
money?
we can find out.
Is that
People
how I
don't
get
like
paid?
getting recorded,
Do you-
man.
Like all of my
How do you get
videos are
Every 2
entertainment.
weeks? Weekly?
Oh, all mine are entertainment too.
Every week?
I make no qualms about it.
Good for you.
Hey, Pet Dollinger. I list my stuff as Mike71. Okay, Pet Dollinger wants a steak now, and Mike71 says he wants a porterhouse. So
Public, right?
I could do the steak right now.
I think we all could go with a nice tasty steak.
Operation officer, you can call him and he'll give you permission to come in and do what you need to do.
I don't need. Who is this? Bill,
That's our operation manager.
operation manager. I don't need anyone's permission to do what I'm doing.
Yes, you do.
We have like people here.
Mhm.
I don't want you to feel uncomfortable because we have to take. They have time to release information, be videotaped or taking pictures of it.
That's not true.
Well, you make them feel very uncomfortable.
Why would that be? I've answered all your questions. Why would you feel uncomfortable?
Period. Can't do this.
Can't do
You gotta
that.
go.
Yeah, no, I would just.
Now-
How are you?
What just happened to audio?
You just a little bit.
You got to go, bro, for real.
Yeah,
You got to
no.
go. You want me to
Call 911.
Hold on, we're having some technical difficulties here.
What, are you not getting audio? It's coming through perfect for me.
Can you explain what cloud is to me?
All right, let me
I'm trying to.
remove this and I'll put it back up. I don't know why I am having sound issues right now. I don't need that. I know NCR does tech.
Everybody in the chat, NCR does tech.
All right,
That's
you guys
true.
hear me
You'd be
now?
lucky you don't leave here in cuffs today.
I can hear you.
I'm not gonna
Can you hear me?
Why would I leave
Okay,
here?
here we
You
go.
assaulted me on camera.
Somehow I
You
got
assaulted me on
muted.
camera.
You was by the door.
Real smart.
I like
Yes,
that.
he's
Like
at,
right here, like this.
He's in
Like
Virginia.
this.
Take us about here.
One way to come up to somebody, I guess. Just come up to them and say, "You gotta go."
Hashtag I do tech.
Why is that?
What you mean? Why is that? It's people practicing.
I somehow
Oh,
muted
no,
myself.
why is there a camera? There's a camera over there in the corner of the.
You weren't actually muted. We could hear you.
That's
Well,
for
I could hear you.
security. Are you security?
I couldn't hear
Oh,
you
so it's
guys.
for security. So if it's
Are
for
you
security, it's okay.
Are you security?
So anything bad you guys said about me, I didn't hear
Why,
it.
why
Are
would
you
I?
security?
No, I'm not
So are you
secure.
recording people?
So you can only record people if you're security?
In that building, yes.
That doesn't make sense.
Actually, it makes perfect sense. It's quite often the case over here, for
So
example.
you can only record people if you're security?
Bro, you're not about to get no clout for this, man.
Some clout?
Yeah,
What does that
you're not about to
mean?
get no clout because you be
It means your
What is
mommy
clout?
didn't give you enough attention, so you now have to do bad things.
police stations. You probably at police stations and everything, don't you? Oh
So
yeah,
I'm
no, I
trying
be
to-
seeing people like you all the time on videos.
And they're trying to get clout.
Maybe if
Can you
his
explain what
mother
clout is to me?
had given him more of a clout.
I'm trying to figure it
and a
out.
harder
In
clout.
government buildings. This is how you get paid. That's how you get paid.
You know, me and
He has
Sean
a
are
What
both,
clout
problem
means? Money?
Is
that he has now.
me and Sean are both
that
of
how I
Spanish
get paid?
descent.
Recorded.
Do you-
man.
And there's
How
something
do you
that
get paid?
every
Every 2
Spanish
weeks?
child
Weekly?
fears,
Week, every week.
Every week?
Besides the
Cool,
cuckoo.
man. I mean, good for you.
and that is the chocla. And we do not want the chocolate because our mothers and our abuelas and our tias are very known for using that chocolate against us on the back of the head.
I mean, they're in public, right?
So do you guys use clout as well, the same as we do for a smack or a clip around the ear?
Operation officer, you can call
No.
and he'll give you permission to
What we
do
use it
what
for.
you need to do.
I don't need. Who is this? Bill?
I mean, we use it for clout as
Operation
in
manager? I don't need anyone's
like they're
permission to
talking
do what
about
I'm
here,
doing.
but we also use clout as in getting a clip around the ear from your father or your mother.
Oh
when you
no.
misbehaved.
Here it is used primarily for trying to get some fame, trying to be famous, trying to be a big YouTube star like he is. Which I find it funny that even his own fans are starting to catch on to his bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
See, I don't know what you're doing. We have like people here.
Mhm.
I don't want them to feel uncomfortable because even we have to take. They have time to release the information.
The real question is, why is it the Veterans Center?
That's not true.
Where you make them
He's not a veteran.
uncomfortable.
Why would that be? I've answered all your questions. Why would you feel uncomfortable?
Can't do this.
Well, I suppose he is an N.
No, I would just calm down if I were
A
you, just a
fel-
little
a
bit.
fellow.
Go, bro, for real.
Yeah,
You got to
no.
go. You want me to
Rather than a veteran.
Call 911. Whoever you have to call.
So they're calling 911 to have you removed, and yet you
Excuse me?
refuse to remove yourself.
Yeah, you've been
You don't
told
have
to
put your
leave
hands
by
on me.
2 people.
You're not going to. Observe and report.
You see that thing on his belt? That's called a gun.
Hold on, I have to pause. I have to say this right here. That is what we're all
So security, you're
agreeing with.
supposed to observe and report, right? That's what they teach you guys.
Sean is looking for another shut me up
I'm very
check.
familiar with Allied Universal, unfortunately. 911 has you on hold. That's funny. That is crazy. So luckily, it's only a guy with a camera, and not some real threat.
See, now that's what pisses me off. Right then and there. That's what pisses me off the most. We just had one of the most tragic things happened yesterday at a school. I'm not going to say it because I don't want to get the video struck or demonetized, but 7 people lost their lives, and that is very sad. But it's because of people like Sean walking around with the camera. Hello, Nightwolf. It makes people, wonder, are they casing the place for another attack? Or are they trying to find vulnerable points to help inmates escape when they go to jails and stuff? Or are they trying to film juvenile inmates when they go to juvenile correction centers?
In fact, quite often UK auditors will get threatened with being searched under the Terrorism Act.
CA
For
will
that
be
very
joining us
purpose.
shortly. He's just firing up the PC. But yeah, we know why they're doing it from our community. We know why they do it. But the average person doesn't understand it. Like, I had to explain it to my cousin when she asked about my channel.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, Tom, it's exactly the same. It's no different.
oh yeah, it's all performance art.
Because you're whispering. Said you couldn't hear him.
Well, why are you trying to eavesdrop on that conversation? I mean,
I don't understand why people are feeling uncomfortable. Just show me everything and treat me with
I want you guys
respect,
to
and we can be on our
let me
way.
try to go back a few seconds. Pay attention to this table and the paperwork here.
Because you're whispering. Said you couldn't hear him. I don't understand why people are feeling uncomfortable. Just show me.
Okay, pay attention to all of this paperwork here, because we're going to see it again real quick.
Everything and treat me with respect, and we can be on our way.
All right, Pat, you just enjoy the show.
He's just in here recording, making everybody feel uncomfortable. He's not security, because apparently security can only record people.
Well, maybe if you weren't such a dishbag and go through proper channels like an actual journalist.
So why does that make him not security? Just because he's not filming? I mean, what's...
I guess Chili did rub off on Sean. I guess he wants him to have 6 cameras mounted to his head.
I mean, the gun on the hip kind of gives it away. And the uniform.
They've created their privacy over here.
I mean, I don't know.
Hey, did your supervisor educate you?
Oh no, not educated.
They didn't educate you yet?
How condescending can you be?
Check out the rest of the building. There you go, excuse me. Let's check out the rest of the building over here. First floor over here. So we immediately went up to the second floor. Let's check out the first floor. The Employment Commission.
The Employment Commission.
Again,
What? Are you actually trying to find an actual job?
They're always recording us. Even though it always seems to be an issue when we record them.
Yeah, because you're not supposed to be doing it.
Oh my god, this is perfect. He's a veteran of the Cola Wars. I am still young enough and old enough to remember the Cola Wars. It was tragedy, man. Pepsi thought they could come in, but Coke wasn't backing down. Poor RC, man. He came out from the South. He was like, hey, I'm a tasty beverage. I've only got 2 flavors. And then Coke and Pepsi shot him twice, man. You can only find them at Walmart's.
It makes people feel uncomfortable.
Mike, it's not a VA. It's
that sounds like
it's
a
a
good idea.
career
to me.
opportunity center. Essentially, it helps people find
No,
jobs
I'm
or get
okay.
some
I'm
job
not
skill
leaving right now.
training.
I'm just gonna get a couple. Thank
They
you.
usually work for different counties. I have them here in the great state of Ohio, where they'll actually help people
Hampton
fill out
Roads
resumes
region,
and get them job
Work
transportation.
council. So I
So
know you guys can.
it's a good thing, but a lot of people find out about this if you would just Google. Okay, here's our plant. And what is in his hand? He's got the exact same paperwork in his hand that was on that table.
Hmm.
I'm gonna drop us. I'm gonna drop us down so I can make this the full screen, real quick. But you can see it right here in his hands. It's the exact same.
You do have a leg that does that.
But it's the exact same information that they had on that table, which does kind of make it sus that he was there for any real legitimate purpose in the first place.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a private thing. So a lot of put a phone to your face like this all day. You cool with that?
No.
I put my phone to your face
No one did that to you.
like this. You cool with that? Would you be cool with that? I'm asking a question though. If we're in public, if I'm like this all day and while you working, would you be cool with it?
No one did that to you.
If I'm like this, come on, man.
There's a dickhead doing it to him right now. And we can't see him because he's behind the camera.
Oh, let's not forget, our friend here is a type of frauditor. He is a religious frauditor. He likes to go to places and try to spread the word of Jesus, which, hey, I'm not going to turn that down. But if a private business doesn't want you there to do that, take it outside.
Free marketing.
Oh, Mike, that would be hilariously funny. I'm not going to lie.
So you could come at maybe after hours or something like that.
After hours.
Going outside, but people just not like to be.
It would be funny if he
I'm
did.
just sitting here with my kids and everything, and he comes in with a phone doing all of this. Why would I want him to record that?
Defamation Shamrocks in the background.
Nice. You know what? Let's throw up some shamrocks right now.
Let's get us some Defamation Shamrocks.
And you know what? Because Sean has pissed me off, I'm going to stick the most dangerous thing I have on him. Some Ohio zebra. And because he thinks it's a gang symbol, I'll throw up a blue line flag too.
Yeah.
Deal with it, what's boy?
You know what? Let's have a terrorism symbol right here. According to him, there we go.
Oh, it's so terrifying. It's so terrifying. You know what?
I imagine it does scare him, to be honest with you. It scares Chili.
I mean, it is pretty terrifying.
Mm-hmm.
For poor old Shawnee boy. I mean, he doesn't want to go back behind the bars, but yet he loves the taste of bologna sandwiches.
This is public, though. This is not like I don't have to sign anything. There's no membership to come in.
It doesn't matter if there's a membership or not.
Is there a supervisor?
No,
Nah,
I just
he's recording.
Have you talked to him?
He just
I told him what I was doing here, and he just doesn't. No one put the camera in your face like that. So
But it
don't.
doesn't matter. You're recording people. Everybody upstairs basically holding like a jump for they will record it.
But why?
Here's the truth, because I see a cross on your, like, everything's already recorded. So that's why.
No, I explained that to them, sir, and they you know what they said. I explained that to him, and he says, "Oh, but that's because we're security. We're allowed to." That was his, and I think that sends the wrong message to the people.
Well, I realize you're speaking about like security.
Yeah, security cameras. Yeah. No.
Heaven's recording everything anyway. So anybody that's doing anything that is not right, they're not going to like being brought out into the light.
I agree with that as well.
That's what I'm saying. Like somebody gets in my face with a phone recording something. Like,
Yeah.
I'm not doing anything wrong.
Because there's some, yeah,
It's like, okay, that's their choice.
exactly.
God wants.
And I think that would be rude just to get in somebody's face in 2 inches like he was just doing. But again,
My visit today, I came to return some paper and then
Liar. And we want to welcome special guest, commentator, auditor.
Hello, hello, hello.
Did it really take you that long to strike a match?
And PC was being a little bitchy.
I
Get
told
one
you,
of
keep
those.
really away from your technology, man.
Get one of those
Well-
USB lighters
Well,
and fire up quicker.
Mark, I'm dealing with the same type of computer you have.
Oh, a Dell end. Yeah. Blame Shuggy. Shuggy's bloody fault.
Well, I'll tell Sugar to stay away from my goat. I don't want it coming back from Welsh's all hopped up on cheap pork because I'm not buying cheap pork.
About the goat. He might have already been there, but he assures me that Rogue Nation got to it first.
Oh dear Lord!
It
poor
wasn't. It wasn't an innocent goat. Put it that way. It had experienced things before.
Well, I experienced a lot hanging out with Sugar.
No, I mean it had already had such an experience by the
De-escalating.
time
Yeah.
Shaggy got hold of it.
to encourage the community to do what is good, right? And so I think there's some policies that are in place
Now
keeping people from doing the right thing just because they.
we got Ohio zebras. Sean is being attacked by Ohio zebras.
I don't know him personally, but I know he has the right to do what he's doing, and if it's making people feel uncomfortable, then I think it would be the manager's job.
Well, you know, if he got attacked by that Ohio zebra, then he wouldn't have a camera arm anymore.
Facility, and if they're doing things that
True, but it could be worse. It could be this.
Who are you, sir? Hi. How are you? Who are you?
Could always be the old
Okay.
But do you see?
broken chair.
Nicely step back. We've got customers coming in.
I understand your customers.
The old broken chair.
they're citizens.
Customers are coming up to the counter. I need you to step to the side.
Sir, who I don't even know who you are. Who are you?
Supervisor. I'm one of them.
Okay, you're a supervisor.
Right.
Okay, and your name, sir?
Just step outside, please.
Just so I can hold you accountable, sir. Can I get your name?
I asked you nicely to step outside.
Okay. And nicely, I'm going to tell you that I'm just going to continue to exercise my rights, sir.
Okay, that's fine.
Okay, both Mark and CA have experience in security. CA currently being security guard, and Mark being a former. At this point, would this be considered trespassing?
Yes, it would. It could technically be considered trespassing because they're asking him to step outside.
Mm-hmm.
And he's already been asked to leave by. This is now the third person who's told him to bugger off.
So we've had 3 people tell him to leave. He's refusing to leave.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so that would be officially trespassing.
I wouldn't have done what this guy did, and as soon as he said, no, I'm going to stay here and continue to exercise my rights, I wouldn't have turned around and said, "Yeah, that's fine, but you need to leave." I'd have been like, "No, you're leaving. Get out now." But that's just a personal niggle. Because he will try and claim that he had permission to stay.
Yeah, no, my next move would have been to tell him, fine, we can do this one of two ways.
Insane.
You can either leave on your own free will, or you're leaving in a pair of silver bracelets.
Why couldn't you just tase him?
And he's not at a point where I could tase him. There's a use of force continuum for even us security guards. And I will say this.
We don't have tasers over here.
This Allied Universal Guard, come on, my guy. Really? You're wearing your outer vest over your uniform jacket?
Well, he's got to be cool, man. He's got to look cool.
Well, how are you going to get to your equipment? I seen that he had his gun exposed, but the rest of his shit is covered up by the jacket. You can't easily access your cuffs if you need to. You can't easily access any of that equipment or gear. You have to move that damn jacket out of the way.
But again, it's the style of the times.
See what you cause it.
I wouldn't want to have those piercings in either.
No.
Somebody gets hold of those.
This man is a true patriot.
That man is a plant named Peter.
Patriot. Wow.
Somebody actually found out his name and gave it to Troll, and we found his YouTube page. We found his IMDb. Our friend who is there to drop off paperwork is a voice actor who did for some voice acting for an indie game, but he's also gotten arrested last month for violations of a trespass order and was thrown out of a courthouse by a judge's order.
Oh, for the love of God.
Oh, yes. But he uses the word of the Lord to press his auditing. So he uses that to kind of...
Not one of those bozo.
Yes, there is a video of him on his YouTube channel. It's almost 30 minutes long of him saying he was almost kicked out of a Panera Bread for trying to spread the word of the Lord. That's a private business. If they don't want you there to do that, go take it to the sidewalks.
Greg's got a good comment.
Here we go.
What would he do if somebody attacked him and security just stood there and said, "I'm observing and I will report it"?
Oh, that is
to be honest.
I just imagined that in my head.
A fit.
Mm-hmm.
But in all out honesty, if literally he had told me that my job as a security guard was just to observe and report, and he got attacked, I'd probably just be standing there laughing and writing everything down and then giving it to the police. And then when the cops asked me why I didn't do anything to stop it, he told me my job is only to observe and report. So I'm just observing and reporting. And
I can't find a flaw in the logic.
What?
There's no flaw in that logic.
The cops would laugh.
He'd struggle to sue as well. There's no way in hell he would convince a court that you were negligent or anything like that, because he had literally, you would have been under the impression that you could have been sued if you had done your job.
I am not slowing this. This is just
things to
the video play.
Better bond. This guy, it's a national treasure.
Hold on.
Obviously, I'm going to tell you that I'm just going to continue to exercise my rights, sir.
Okay, that's fine.
But sir, just so you're aware, if you're asking.
But Peter, you're not doing your job. You're not selling the script.
Wow, insane. See what you're causing over here, man? See what you're doing?
You see what you're doing.
Ladies and
guard's
gentlemen,
doing his
this
job.
man is a true patriot. This man right here is a true patriot. Wow.
Look, that's not just a regular earring stud. That's a bar going straight through one side of the ear, out the other side. So,
Highly
yeah.
dangerous.
It's a bit rich, you know, a convicted felon in a veterans organization talking about real patriots.
That is
Bringing things to
delicious
light
irony
creates a
that I
better
enjoy.
bond. This guy, it's a national treasure.
He's a national treasure. Does that mean Nicolas Cage is going to try to steal him? We got to protect Peter.
Indiana Jones. I can just see Harrison Ford running in here and putting over his shoulder and running out of the door going,
I got to save you from Nicolas Cage. By the way, I've been drinking. I'm going to fly my airplane.
While the FBI is chasing him.
I've been drinking. I'm gonna fly my airplane, and then I'm gonna land it on a taxiway, which he actually did, ironically.
He also landed it on a golf course.
Well, he crash landed that one.
Crash land. It's all the same when you're hammered. Although it's not the best drunken pilot story I've ever heard, but
Ma'am, you can cover your face, but I just want to say really quick, ma'am. I just want to say that I did tell people my name is Sean. Hi, nice to meet you, ma'am. My name is Sean, and I'm an independent journalist. I told the coordinator upstairs that, and I told Trey.
you are not a journalist. And thank you for clarifying this, But you are not a journalist. Where do you publish your stories? Because they are not on your website.
Yeah, what actual news organization takes any of the shit that you put out and call news and put it on actual TV?
I am very certain he's never published a story with any newspaper organization or magazine. I know for a fact that he doesn't put anything on his website that is a news story. He has links to his merch, which is overpriced and ugly as hell. But yeah, he does put these audits up on YouTube. And Washington State and Danbury, Connecticut both said that YouTubers are not journalists. So, can you answer us that one, Sean? Can you come up here? I'll send if you got your fanboys watching for us. Come on, I'll send you the link and you can answer the question. Where do you publish your stories? I want to know.
The security guard that. See, you don't want to listen. You just want to. Yeah, because you want to paint the narrative you want to paint.
Please don't lock the door. As a citizen, I'm asking, please don't lock the door.
Excuse me.
Our office is closed at the present
They're
time.
not closed. You have members of the public in there. Don't do this. Don't do this.
The office is closed
It's
at the
not
present
closed.
time.
It's not closed.
Okay, he's
It's not
refusing to let
closed.
go
We
of the
need to hold you
door.
accountable.
I want the door shut.
You want the door shut?
I want it shut, and I want it.
You're not gonna touch me. You're not gonna touch me. You're not gonna touch me. Stop. Get off of me, man.
Oh, they're
Hey,
going to touch
get
you.
off of me.
Okay. Now, we just saw he would not let go of the door when the supervisor tried to close it. Now, supervisor told his security guard he wants that door shut and locked. Sean continued to refuse to let go. The security guard pushed him away from the door so he can control the door and shut it. Was that appropriate use of force?
Yes, it was. Absolutely. Under Virginia state law for security, Now, I'm assuming this is a city, county, or state government building.
Yes.
Okay, yeah. Under Virginia state law, then the guard has the actual authority to use actual physical force for someone they have actually told to leave the property to get them out of the building.
And now I'm going to alliterate again. We all saw Sean hold the door open and would not allow the supervisor to shut it. When, upon request of the supervisor to his security guard to shut it, he refused to let go. Security guard pushed him away. I would say somewhat forceful, but not too bad, I would say, and just to control the door.
Mm-hmm.
Now, Mark, would this fall under any laws being broken that would incorporate a police response?
What, you mean, would he be trespassing?
Would this be criminal trespassing at this point?
Yes.
Yeah.
It would.
And I
It's
know
being criminal trespassing.
And because he's trying to hold the door open so he can get in, it could be considered trying to force entry. So it could fall under burglar laws for burglarism.
Now, I know you're not here in the States with us, Mark, but what kind of sentence would that be over there in your neck of the woods?
Well, we don't. Well, we do have criminal trespass, but it's very limited. It's called aggravated trespass. It's usually dealt with by fines. Railways, for instance, are one example of where you can be fined for trespassing. That's £1,000, up to £1,000. Others are sort of illegal raves.
Now, Mike, that is a great question. Mike71 is asking, would this fall under harassment now?
Probably not,
Possibly.
at least not in the UK.
Yeah, probably not for where Mark is, but in the States, maybe it's going to depend on how the harassment laws are worded in the States.
Yeah.
Don't put yourself in a situation where you're.
Well, you saw him, right? Now I'm going to hold him accountable when the officers get here. Now I'm going to hold him accountable. Do you see what they... I really appreciate you for being here, and I feel like it's like divine intervention, really.
This is the best $5 I've ever spent.
They're trying. This guy has been trying to put his hands on me like
except
he
for
just
that
did
guy in Michigan.
this whole time. And
he did it for $5 in the bag of meth.
see what they're doing, people? It's the lack of transparency and the lack of just common, being cordial to the public. And
That's a good question.
she's trying to paint the narrative. Oh, I don't even know who he is. It's the
You
way
want
he's
to
going
talk
about it. But then when I dispel that
Don't
narrative, I
pause
say,
it a
hey,
second,
listen.
Vince, yeah.
I said, hey, my name is Sean.
He wants to sit there and talk. Well, he wants to stand there and talk about lack of transparency. What was it he said to the first supervisor on the second floor that he went to? Was it he was working on a story about employment and he couldn't say any more than that at this present moment in time? I mean, you're making a video for YouTube. Where's your transparency? What's with the double standard here? So, beep off.
Like CA said, Enisito did bring up a valid point and very great question. Holding the door can be also interfering or obstructing, couldn't it? Asking for a friend. I would say yes, but
I'm probably going to say no unless that security guard is deputized by the government agency that runs that center. Because technically it's going to depend on the state laws, but technically security guards are not members of law enforcement, and usually we get the interfering and obstruction only when it comes to actual government employees, not contractors working for the government. It might be, considering the fact that 2 government employees that work at the center
You're roboting really bad
asked
here.
him, and then the security guard took action, maybe.
Now,
I could see it as interfering in the sense of harassment.
mhm.
That there would be, I mean, no, there's different types of harassment, but one example would be interfering with a person's ability to carry out any lawful activity on their own property.
True.
So there could be a thing with that. It depends on the sort of harassment laws.
Now, there is. This just came to me when Sayed was talking about the guards not being deputized to do it, but could it also be obstructing with government operations because it is a government building, it is a government-funded program that he is holding them from doing their jobs?
Possibly it could be NCR. It possibly could be, considering the fact that you had, 2-3 supervisors ask him to leave.
Yes.
So,
You've had
possibly.
We've had 3 supervisors tell him to leave. One gave him the contact information for the building operator so he can get all the information he needed. He's been refusing to leave. He was refusing to let go of the door to keep it open so he can go back in there. So it really just depends on how the DA would like to charge it, really.
Yeah. It's going to depend on the DA and how they proceed, but I highly doubt they would go for obstruction or interfering. Maybe, considering the fact that the 3 supervisors asked them to leave and they refused, and then they held the door open.
Mm-hmm.
Possibly, but it pretty much unlikely.
Oh yeah.
Now, if he came back to the same
An
place,
independent journalist. I'm just working on a story on the employment commission here.
it could almost
Then
certainly,
she's,
I think.
I don't want to talk to you anymore. I don't want to do it. You see, that's the way it goes.
Relationship with truth, and the Lord is the truth. So
Yeah.
that's why when people
It's-
have this kind of
I
stuff,
swear it's like a psychological thing. It's like, they see the camera and they're like, I don't know what type of things they have that they're holding on to, that they're hiding, and they think a camera's going to see it. They don't want to, like you said,
Okay,
free
pause.
publicity. You can hey,
People's personal information.
Thank you.
Let's see. Personal information like social security numbers, which you have to give to employers so they can get your taxes done with human resources, your driver's
Name,
license information,
Address, phone number,
address, phone number,
email address,
all that stuff.
photographs, even in some cases, if you've got a photo ID. Yeah, it's all personal data. I mean,
Yeah.
I think it's slightly different over there, but
There's
so
one
it is
thing
under
we are
GDPR, personal
neglecting.
data is anything
To
that
mention-
can be used to identify you.
There's one piece of information we're neglecting to mention. If you are someone who is paying child support, you have to give out your children's information as well. And you have to possibly give out banking details if you have a bank account and your employment pays you direct deposit. So bank details right there. A vast array of personal information that could really be valuable, especially on the dark web.
I mean, if you came into my office, I would definitely be
Sean,
hiding
nice to
my
meet you. My
porn
name
stash.
is John.
They do, I understand, because I understand as far as I can.
Yeah.
At this point, I'm not saying I have all the knowledge.
Yeah.
I do understand what she's saying, that the people, especially if you just think of everybody like children, that if my kids just had some random person come and and start recording,
And start recording them.
That's
Yeah.
why I think
I have
yeah,
children as well, so I would understand that too.
Yeah, but the leaders should be the ones that, in a situation like this,
I
where
highly doubt
Excuse
that.
me, man.
they're not, again, they're adults, but in that sense, they are public employees, and then having them have the understanding that, again, like, I don't know much about what you're doing,
Yeah.
like I'm saying, like, the
But-
right to be able to
but he's paid you.
publicly
So important.
have the press.
Yeah.
Because even as I've been here, I've been talking to them about, like, who is this? I guess it's a private company. Virginia CareerWorks is like a private company that runs this, but it's still federally funded. So
Yeah.
it's very interesting they're using.
Okay, I can explain this because we have something similar here in Ohio. It is a government-funded program, but what they do is they work with private companies to provide job opportunities and actual job training. There are certain places that will provide, let's say if you're looking for, to become a welder, they'll help you get your, training in being a welder and get your certificates and get your classes that you need. They will help provide, public transportation, whatever. Just because it's in a, it's a private company being government funded.
Yeah, they're essentially contractors.
Exactly. They're under a contract.
Okay, so it's not a government agency. It's literally government funded.
Yes.
Okay, so here then it's going to be private property owner rights then, because I assume they're leasing the space and they got private property owner rights, just like the property management company over the building. So what they say goes. If they tell you no recording, then it's no recording, period. And it's the end of discussion. The private property owner can put rules in place that pretty much suspend your rights because you're on private property at that point.
Thank you, Ms. Mandy. I appreciate that compliment. I believe my guests do as well. This is a great
yes,
stream.
of course it's great. I'm here. What do you expect?
What are you talking about? It's great.
Says the
because
man. says the man that's only clothed from the waist up.
Says who?
Says the spy plane we have circling your house. By the way,
the spy plane is clearly circling the wrong house because I am totally naked.
I am not going to ask you to confirm that. I am just going to ask you to keep your camera off.
Hold on. Let me contact my my IT tech guy.
Hold on.
Can you
Yeah,
guys
tell him.
watch camera? You can? Thank you.
I'm going to get Kim on this. Hold on. let me get my North Korean ally on here.
And if the wife was here, I'm sure she would be able to confirm it, but she's not.
Customers,
Debbie,
as opposed to
this guy is
people
a
or
paid
anything like that.
plant to be here to help
That's
Sean.
You're saying like spiritual. There's something else.
He actually went upstairs the day before and got paperwork off the table
Obviously,
to come in there, and he's
Exactly.
dropping off
I
paperwork.
don't know what this is.
Hey, Dave.
Hey, Dave.
I can't even
Hey, Dave.
As far as I can tell, like they locked the door.
Also, don't forget to allow gifted memberships because
Yeah, so
they do give you
they
access.
forgot to latch the other side door.
There are people that are not.
Would that give you sort of breaking and entering though? Because they did lock the
there are.
door.
At that
Well,
point,
the door wasn't really locked. I mean,
It was a lot. It was just this. We should.
well, just consider what.
you're gonna lose your job, man.
I
promise
highly
you
doubt
that.
he's going to lose his job.
yeah, no, he might get in trouble with Allied for pushing somebody,
Because a leader is.
but I highly doubt it.
It's unlawful.
I honestly think he'll get just a strongly worded scolding. Just don't do it again.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I'll just wait for law enforcement. They called law enforcement. Let's wait outside
yeah,
here.
probably.
Look at all the jump cuts
Arrive.
for real.
Probably the district
You're gonna get an
manager for
education here
Allied
today.
would probably say, "Don't do
I'm
that
telling
again."
you that. You're gonna get an
And
education
then
here
the
today.
actual site director for this site
You're gonna
would
get an
actually pat
education.
him on the back and say, "Good job, good job.
You're
Don't let
going
that
to.
asshole push you around."
And you're gonna be held accountable one way or another.
Oh my God, man, be quiet. I don't care what you
I love this guard.
So you're gonna either lose your job, that's for sure. I'll be back here. I'm from far away from here, but I'll be back to see if you're still working here. I promise you
I
that.
promise you, yeah, that's why I like that. And I'm gonna be right here like this, because I'm still working here. What are you talking about?
You won't
Go
be.
ahead.
You won't be.
Oh my God.
You'll be lucky you don't leave here in cuffs today.
I'm not gonna leave. Why would I leave here?
Yeah,
You
good luck
assaulted
with
me
that.
on camera.
Inside of you.
You assaulted me on camera.
You was by the door.
Real smart.
You was by the door.
Real smart.
You was by the door.
And not only on camera, in front of a witness.
How you doing? Yeah, just go in the only cell and they'll let you in.
Go in which way? Right here?
Yeah.
Okay.
No. Other one.
Look, this poor woman can't even get inside because of this joker.
She definitely can. But
Joker. Tyrant. Insane. So it looks like law enforcement has arrived. Let's go see if we can talk to them.
Dave, your
How you guys
answer
doing
is in
today?
Your question. They're idiots.
Yeah.
How you guys doing? Yeah, so I'm just over here taking some pictures and video in the publicly accessible areas of this public agency. Yeah, sure, no problem. Of the public agency over here, and I'd like to press
It's a
charges on
private
the security
company
officer
agency.
inside. He assaulted me.
Okay. Can you tell me what he did?
He assaulted me, pushed me.
I understand, but
He-
he pushed you.
He pushed me. That's correct.
That doesn't automatically mean
He
assault.
pushed me. I want some accountability. They are selectively closing the employment
It would be
commission
reasonable force,
just
even
for
if it's
me,
preemptive.
which is discrimination against myself in particular and my rights. They letting everyone else into the employment commission here. They're not allowing. That's the
Is
security guard
NCR
over there, but they're not allowing me in only because I have a camera. And as you know,
It's only
protected activity.
discrimination
I'm not
if
causing any
they
disturbances or anything. I've
discriminate
tried to
against
de-escalate
you
best I can. I
specifically
told them my name is Sean.
for a
I'm an
protected
independent journalist. I'm just
characteristic.
stress testing the government and to see and exercising my rights.
If they
to
would
see how the
treat
government
anybody
reacts
else,
to me
any other
exercising my
dipshit with a
rights
camera exactly
And
the
I'm
same
working
way
on a
as you,
story
then they
to
are not
distribute that
fucking discriminating.
to the public. Can I get your
Moron.
names and badge numbers just so I have it?
So I'll let you.
Can I get your name and badge number, sir, before you go?
Yeah, you can get it in a second. So now, as far as if you want to press charges, it's gonna be like exchange information. I'm just telling you.
Sorry
I
about
would
that,
understand
guys.
that.
I
You
had
need to know who I am if I'm pressing
technical
charges. Yeah,
difficulties
he assaulted me on
backstage.
camera
Okay.
in front
But
of
there was no
witnesses.
assault.
Yeah.
We can all agree, right?
Yeah.
I don't have an idea.
Yeah, there was no assault, and there was also no discrimination.
What would be the discrimination? An annoying prick?
Well, as I just pointed out, I'm not sure if everybody heard me, but if they are treating him the same way as they would treat any other dickhead with a camera, then they are not discriminating against him.
Well,
I
he's
would.
also saying it's a government office, and he recently just said that it's not. That it's a
Yeah.
private company.
So, which
I'd
would
say-
it be, Sean? Is it a private business which can dictate who they want in their building? Or is it a government building, which is a limited public forum, which would limit your access to record? Regardless.
I tell you what, LIA, I am personally offended and discriminated against because you are breathing my oxygen.
Yeah, I think we should start a class action lawsuit against him for giving
Well-
everybody migraines.
Well, one thing I would like to point out, right, is when the officers first walked up, he told them that, this guy assaulted me. So the cops aren't going to take your word for it, first off, number one, because A, they don't do it when security guards tell them what crime someone's committed. They literally look into it to determine whether an assault actually happened or not, or what type of crime it is. There's a reason why when I train the security guards, I tell them specifically, don't tell the officer that you watch this person assault someone. Tell the officer what pinch, slap this person. The officer makes the determination of whether it's battery, assault, simple battery.
Mm-hmm.
You don't go telling the cop what crime it is. The cop determines what crime it is.
Now, since this does take place in Virginia, Virginia does have some very unique laws when it comes to this, when it comes to cops. Even though Sean might have, in his words, an assault and a battery on his camera, unless they witness it, they cannot charge him. They have to witness the assault. There has to be more than just a video. There has to be some more proof. But they do give him a remedy for this.
Mike,
I don't care,
yes,
but I can give you my
assault
name
is
and date of birth,
a
whatever you
threat.
need, just to,
Or a
said,
threat of violence or a battery. Although there are also criminal offences that relate specifically to assault. That
I just want him to go over here a little bit. Just I want to make sure he's not lying on me or
it gets
anything.
complicated, but yeah.
Because the camera doesn't lie.
But
At
your
least a
camera
legal
does.
term for
Your camera
threatening
lies a
battery.
lot.
I'm gonna stay here on the sidewalk. I'm not gonna get too close. I just want to be in earshot of his lies. That's all.
Now, notice how Sean's plant
First name is Sean.
strictly in there.
Last name's Reyes, R-E-Y-E-S.
And then your date of birth.
First name is D-I-P.
And you could probably get
Surname
the
is
just that, right?
S-H-I-T.
Shite. That German?
I thought it was D-U-M-B-F-U-C-K.
It was just a
I mean, the disturbance was the reaction to
Either or. Both spellings are acceptable.
And I mean, God is witness. I don't personally know him. I just know this.
I don't personally know him. If you personally don't know him, why are you getting so involved in the situation? Can we get an answer to that, Peter? If you don't know Sean, why were you there the day before to scout for him? And why are you reading his script verbatim?
Yeah, I actually have a question. I'm just curious about this guy in the middle of the screen here.
Peter.
Peter, if you were there to return certain documentation, is that what you've got in your hand right there? I mean, did you actually return any of it, or? I'm just confused now because I thought the whole point of him going in there was to return these things. If he's still got them with him, then he hasn't done that.
I mean, if I was desperate and trying to find a job and I'm at a employment center that would help me, usually they need that paperwork on a time frame. So I would bend over backwards to make sure they got it. I wouldn't involve myself with some dickhead with a camera unless he was paying me.
I'm just curious because I didn't see him at any point actually hand over anything. Yet he claims that was his whole purpose for being there.
Yes.
You know, you got to lie to fraud it.
That's true. And he is a frauder of sorts.
They who are employees and federal money is going to them to.
Well, right now he's assisting a frauditor.
I'm just trying to keep the peace and
So would he be a fraudit bitch?
Because if they're discriminating against him just for this fact that he's
Fraudit bunny.
As far as I can tell,
It's not discrimination.
He's a camera bunny, huh? That's nice.
The fact he's got a camera in his hand is not does not. It's not a protected characteristic. Okay.
Terrible.
He's a lens
Terrible man I
licking
am.
camera
Right?
bunny.
I'm coming in, I'm hearing this, I'm hearing that, so that's why they told me to call the police. Then they told me to lock the door and switch. That happens.
But I encourage him to look in with the
If you went into a British courtroom and claimed that was discrimination, you'd be laughed at.
I have no idea.
Dave,
Man. He was
as
just
funny as
here.
that is, I can't put that up without getting a community guideline strike on my end. But I will say it's possible.
Yeah, that's fine, and that's irrelevant.
You're lying. You need to have evidence of what you're saying. Just because I'm asking similar questions, again, I have a knowledge.
Because you read your script and you're being a good little camera bunny.
I'm curious. Was LIA live streaming this, or was it just recorded?
It was recorded and uploaded, but there were so many jump cuts in there. It had to be a longer situation. Because this is a 44-minute video.
I
Do you want to pause?
Hi, ma'am. How are you?
Sure.
Now, there's actually case law that comes from one of the national parks in the US. Rogue Nation sent this to me, thinking that it proved his point, but actually it proved the complete opposite. The First Amendment protects the right to free speech and freedom of the press, yada, yada, yada. You see, the thing is, freedom of speech implies that there is communication. It's protecting communication. That's fundamentally what the First Amendment is about. If you're just recording it, you're not actually communicating that information. You're simply recording it for later communication, at a date to be arranged.
So, all right,
Technically,
Tony, you're feeling better now.
And the court found this to be true, and the court decided that wasn't enough to protect filming, which is why when they talk about the right to film, it's not necessarily the case. Again, I think it would depend very much on states themselves, but there have been courts that have said, well, no, the First Amendment doesn't apply necessarily to filming, just the act of filming itself. It's actually the communication of that. So if you were live streaming it, for example, then you're actively communicating that information. And they might have a harder time shutting that down, but actually just recording isn't necessarily protected. So I just want to point that out, that there is a difference between the two. And perhaps LIA wants to consider that.
Well, it's a very valid point you made, Mark, because, again, like I said, if either A, it's a private building and they can tell him to get the hell out, or it's a government building, which is a limited public forum, which they can still tell him to get the hell out.
Oh, yeah, they could absolutely tell him to get the hell out. But, yeah, he's going on about how he's exercising his rights, and he doesn't necessarily have the right to record. I'll have to I've got a screenshot of what case it was, but I can't remember what the name of the case was off the top of my head.
At the end of the day, I would just like to resolve this peacefully. I would like everyone to resolve this peacefully. If you feel that they have violated your civil rights, that is going to be the time between you and them. As far as
for sure, in a court of law, I understand that, but
yes,
but
as far as
yeah, our civil rights, my civil rights were definitely were violated today. But I would say there was also a crime committed here today that I need accountability
I'd say
for.
extradite.
I was explaining to your officer over here. Can I just get your name and badge number? I'm sorry,
sure,
sir.
it's Officer Martinson 36092.
Okay, yeah. So, officer, the security guard has no right to put his hands on me and assault me, and that's what he did. And as a citizen,
he used reasonable and proportionate.
That's not the way the law works.
The Code of Virginia doesn't have a separate battery charge. There's not
It's assault and battery. They're together. No, he pushed me, but it's on camera. And like I said, assault and battery. I'm very well familiar with assault and battery charge in the state of Virginia, and it 100% applies. here.
Apparently
Even if you
not.
don't hit, if you have to put somebody in reasonable apprehension of fear, that's the way the statute's written. So if I just cocked back and I was going to hit you,
Wait, what?
and I didn't,
Reasonable
but I put you in
apprehension of fear.
that's still an assault. So by actually hitting me and putting me in fear and of my life and bodily injury, that is 100% assault. And as a security officer, not even you as a law enforcement officer, no one has the right to do that to anyone, and I want him held accountable.
Okay, so what would you like from us at this point?
I would like you to charge.
There's no way in hell that he's being charged. Never mind arrested.
Okay, Virginia, 18257, assault and battery.
What was it? He said reasonable apprehension of assault, or it was some dumb word salad shite.
Simple assault or assault and battery shall not be construed to include the use of by any school, security officer, or full-time or part-time employee of any public or private elementary or secondary school while acting in the course of their official capacity. Blah, 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 blah. Yeah. Mark, I'm going to send this over to you.
All right.
You're going to have a lot of reading.
Oh, Lord.
Have fun, buddy.
Tani says, any new songs lately? While we wait for NCR to get back.
Not yet, Tani. There's one in the works, but it's going to take a little while to get it out. Mark, I put it over in private chat. The whole law. Most of it.
Okay, I got part A. Any person who commits a simple assault or assault and battery is guilty of a class 1 misdemeanor, and if the person intentionally selects a person against whom a simple assault is committed because of his race, religious conviction, gender, disability, gender identity, sexual orientation, color, or national origin, the penalty upon conviction shall include a term of confinement of at least 6 months.
And I posted the link since it won't load the whole law.
Oh, yeah. So the bit that I just read out was maybe about 5%.
Yeah.
Probably not even that. Okay. I'm going to be looking for addition if any
if you're looking for if you're looking for the definition of assault in there, they didn't list it.
Yeah, there's probably a separate section for
Okay, here we go. As such, the criminal offense of assault and battery in Virginia has two elements. First, The prosecution must prove that the defendant willfully touched another person without excuse or justification. Second, the prosecution must prove that the touching was done in an angry, rude, insulting, or vengeful manner.
Okay, part C is about people assaulting police officers, judges, things like that. That's not really going to be relevant, but yeah, that without justification or excuse part, or whatever the wording of it was, is he's got a reason to do what he did, because he's refused to leave how many times by this point? I mean, maybe half a dozen, if not more. So I'd say he's absolutely justified in using
this link,
a reasonable amount of force to actually.
Second link in the private chat would be more helpful. It actually gives you definition and actual what the penalty is.
Prosecution must prove that defendant willfully touched another person. Well, yes, they did that. But they did have excuse or justification, so it would fail on that basis alone. Second, the prosecution must prove that the touching was done in an angry, rude, insulting, or vengeful manner. Again, it wasn't. It was just there to move him from one location to another, considering the fact that he was resisting doing so. Yep, there's no way in hell looking at this that the security guard is going to get charged with anything. So, sorry, LIA, but you're full of shite.
Like I said, I don't think he knows the assault and battery law of Virginia at all that well.
No. I mean, even by a very basic definition and by very basic standard, sort of thing that maybe a 4-year-old could master, in a school playground, this wouldn't constitute assault.
Mark, so. You're asking a frauditor to do something that a toddler could do. That's more mental capacity and more mental IQ levels than they can handle. You ever think, man? They're like sea sponges.
Yeah, but sea sponges are useful.
I said IQ wise, not useful wise.
I would say their IQ level is that of probably
that there's
microbe on a piece of rat shit.
No, I don't know. I think no, my neighbors actually have a cardboard box that's been stored out. It's rained today, so this cardboard box is soaking wet. It's soggy and it's horrible. I'm pretty sure the dogs probably used it for target practice as well. And that cardboard box has more integrity and IQ points than LIA does.
All right, I'll put it this way: the soiled, wet, possibly dog pissed on cardboard box has more honor, integrity, and usefulness than LIA.
Yeah, and more smart.
Well, figuring that you can almost write anything on a cardboard box, I'll agree with that.
Charge him with assault and battery.
So I can't charge him right now. Okay, because what?
Of course you can. But if I did it, you would charge me 100%.
That's not what I'm saying at all.
Okay, go ahead.
I would,
No.
if the roles were reversed, I would give the exact same explanation that I'm about to. Okay.
Sure, I'm listening.
At the end of the day, I have one party who says that he was assaulted. Can you present me with any physical evidence of an assault?
I have it on camera.
Okay, but as far as on your person right now, you don't have any cuts, bruises, anything like that.
But you asked for
Now,
physical evidence.
as a citizen of Virginia, you have the ability to take out misdemeanor charges against any other citizen. Okay, we will get.
He's right.
Pause this real quick. Remember the key phrase: citizen of Virginia. Key phrase here. I don't think he's from Virginia. I don't hear a Virginian accent.
Of course
You guys-
not, but the police officer is giving him perhaps courtesy that he's not necessarily entitled to. But right now he's there. He's in their jurisdiction. That's all that really counts. I could go over there and he'd treat me the same. If I complained about being the victim of a crime, he'd give me the same rights and courtesies as he would give anybody who lives in Virginia. So.
Well, can I press charges for theft in Virginia on LIA for stealing my time?
That would be hilariously funny. I mean, there's probably ways that you could do it. I'm not going to lie. It wouldn't necessarily involve loopholes.
Well, I would have to jump through some legal loopholes to get him to agree to come to court.
Take out that charge yourself, going to a magistrate.
But if you're seeing it on video, it is. I've dealt with this before, officer. Can I? You know what? Can I please speak to a supervisor? Sure. Thank you.
Okay, Karen, we'll get the manager.
Oh, this is interesting. NCR, you want to pause for a second?
Sure.
So apparently, Virginia Career Works is a branch off of the Virginia Community College system.
Oh. So it is a government funded. So it would fall under the school's jurisdiction because it would be a private company that's just government funded.
Yeah. Their website is fully funded with resources from the Federal Workforce Innovation Opportunity Act. Auxiliary aids and services are available upon request to individuals with disabilities, accessibility statement, blah, 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 blah. They receive funding from the Veterans Education, Transition, and Employment, Virginia Department of Veteran Services, Virginia Department of Education, Virginia's community colleges, Virginia Employment Commission, Department of Labor and Industry, the Virginia Economic Development Partnership, and Virginia Department of Aging and Rehabilitative Services, Virginia Department of Social Services.
Okay, it makes a lot more sense because it exactly sounds like what we have here. We have something called Ohio Means Jobs, and it's a lot like that where instead of it just being in one part, it's all over through Job and Family Services. They provide the people with educational resources, job placement training, actual job placement, transportation needs. They help them get uniforms if they need certain uniform requirements. So it's a lot like that same program in Virginia.
Yeah.
And all of that is funded through the government, through grants and loans and fundraisers.
Yep.
This is very interesting. I guess we can't get LIA to understand the the meaning of, Google, because it took you how long to Google that?
Not that long. I'm out actually on their website right now.
So wait a minute. This is breaking news here. Their website has all the information somebody would need if they needed help.
Yep. And they're headquartered in Richmond, Virginia.
Now, you heard first from our security correspondent, CA, that the website gives you all the information you needed. This is some damning, shocking news. I mean, I'm willing to bet Bing could probably pull this up too, but I don't want to say anything bad about Bing.
Oh, Bing could definitely do this.
But let's not forget, we got to get LIA her manager, because she's requested the manager.
I will only accept LIA's request for a manager if LIA has the Karen haircut.
Abby, be nice.
Absolutely ridiculous.
Yes,
I
you are.
promise you, if I would have done that to him and he would have told them, they would have immediately put me in handcuffs. No question.
Yeah,
I guarantee
but assaulting
you.
a security officer
when it seems like they're all
something
in
else, isn't
line, it's kind of more of a protective thing. Like, oh, he's security, so it's a little
That's
different.
Part C of the legislation that CA said.
No one's above the law.
Yeah, but the security guard had an actual reason and justification for pushing you.
Now let's go back for everyone who wasn't here. The supervisor of the building asked him to leave. He refused. He did not want to leave, so he told his security guard to shut and lock the door. When the supervisor tried to shut the door, Sean would not let go of the door. Security guard tried to shut the door. Sean would not let it go, so the security guard lightly pushed him away from the door. And like typical Karen fashion, he is crying that he's suffering some massive injury.
Definitely tension, but that in and of itself is not a crime. That's not a reason to lock down a public facility.
So, just like my partner said,
Can I just get your name and badge number now, sir? You have a card? Perfect.
Abby.
Just for the record, that would be Part D, not
Okay,
Part
perfect.
C.
I just like to know who's here. Responsible.
Whoa, Sean likes the D. Allegedly.
Apparently he douches a lot. Someone send him the douche canoe.
I thought he was the douche canoe.
Potentially.
Thank you, officer. Appreciate it.
Yeah, well, he keeps filing these false police reports, and he's going to be up shit creek without a paddle, and he's going to need that canoe.
All right, guys, so this officer is calling a supervisor. We all know that if Ira assaulted him,
Because you don't have a reason. That's why your dumb ass would go to jail.
If they're doing that to him, for anybody that's doing that,
Did you notice his wording? If I assaulted him.
My supervisor are we
all right.
If
thank
you
you.
assault somebody, you could be arrested for assault.
Yes, ma'am.
Incredible how that works.
Can I
Hey,
just get your
Kova.
name?
Yeah, Sergeant Greason.
Sergeant Greason.
Yeah, is this the other person? With you? Is this
We're
person
talking
with you?
about
No,
LIA.
he was here when I got
and
here. He's just
United
a witness,
Ally
I guess.
Security. and how
He's not with
he's
me at
putting
all.
charges
But
against one of their guards.
yeah, I was just here, exercising my rights. I'm sure you know that, constitutionally protected activity. I won't go too much into that, but I was trying to be cordial
As I
with
said
everyone.
earlier, it's
They
not
didn't
necessarily
seem to like it, which sometimes that does happen. Some people don't like it. I don't understand, but that is what it is. So my problem is why I called you is that I feel like there's no justice being done here, no accountability. The security officer inside assaulted me, and on camera, in front of a witness, he insulted me, right? All those things, and I'm demanding that he be arrested for that and charged for that. But apparently, your officers are saying that I have to just go to court myself as a victim, and I feel like that's really backwards, because if you have video evidence, you have eyewitness evidence, and you have my statement that I'm going to write, what makes that security guard? If I put my hands on somebody, I'm going to jail. I know that. I'm a very peaceful man, and I've gone to jail for less. So, but if I put my hand,
wasn't it attempted armed robbery?
Yes. So
that's less, apparently.
Well, yeah, that would say he's not peaceful.
Yeah, he's not peaceful. He's full of absolute shite, and he has no concept of degrees of culpability.
I'm glad I don't have a drink with me right now. Y'all would have had a spit take.
I'm glad I don't have a breakable chair right now. Or there'd be another oh shit moment happening. Which I am in the processes of getting that clip and getting something set up. So when I get a certain amount of super chat, you will hear me go, oh shit.
on people, I'm definitely going to go to jail
and relive that
the security
moment.
guard put his hands on me on camera in front of a witness, and there's no accountability here. He's not detained. He's not anything. You have reasonable suspicion to at least detain him, get his information. He gave me his name and date of birth, but again, I shouldn't have to go to court, go swear under oath and all these other things. I shouldn't have to do that when you guys are law enforcement. You guys are here to handle the situation. You guys should be here to handle it.
You know what, LIA,
if you want to take
I'm
my
going
statement,
to detain
you bring
on
it to court
suspicion of
and
being
get a
a
warrant.
dipshit.
I mean, I could show you the video. You can
You're now
hear
officially
the eyewitness
detained.
testimony over here, my sworn statement. I want accountability. I'm a big believer in accountability. I would never, ever put my hands on someone. Never. I would never do that. Never put my hands on someone. So when someone puts their hands on me,
you would attempt
I have two
to,
options. I could have either
rob them with
escalated
a
the
weapon,
situation and defended myself, which I chose not to do. I chose to have faith in the system and say, you know what, I'll wait till law
He
enforcement
wouldn't lay
gets here and
hands
we'll
on
handle
them,
it the
but
right way.
he would.
Because
maybe
if I
point
would
a
have
firearm at them,
and if I would have
throw them
handled it myself, we probably both would have gone to jail for a fight or whatever. And I don't want to do that. I don't want to lose my freedom. My freedom's very important. I'm working on a story.
Hold on, I did not mean to do that, but bullshit. You would have handled it yourself. All right, who thinks? I'm asking everyone in chat and on panel. Who thinks, one, Sean would have laid that security guard out on his ass? Two,
not a chance.
He's just blowing smoke up that girl's ass.
Blowing smoke.
Yeah.
Like all frauds.
I am
Cox not
100%.
absolutely.
He's blowing smoke. There is no fucking way he would have done anything to that security guard.
I'm sitting here talking to the citizen now. Can I give you a call back or? Hang on, excuse me one second.
Sure, no problem. No problem. It's okay, Sergeant.
I am responsible for a lot of different individuals, so my phone constantly goes off during the day.
It's okay.
Do you have video footage on your phone?
I do have video footage, yeah.
Okay.
The incident. Was there security camera footage or?
No, I mean there was, but there's nothing we could see online.
Okay. Would you like to see it?
Yeah, do you mind?
Sure, no problem. Hold on 1 second.
You're not gonna touch me. You're not gonna touch me. You're not gonna touch me. Stop.
That was his shoulder and then his hand right there.
Hey, get off.
I mean, I see the hand, but so, and I'm not trying to be funny. You can turn it.
Yeah.
Do I think that's enough for a conviction? I don't know.
Yeah.
Do
Well,
I
I'm
think-
pretty positive it's enough for a conviction, only because the way the statute for assault and battery is written is that you have to put someone, you don't even have to touch anyone. If I were to just cock my hand back right now and just put you in fear, in reasonable fear of bodily injury, just putting you in fear, I don't even have to touch you, that would be enough for a conviction. How do I know? Is because in Virginia,
you cock your
someone has put
fist
me
back
in
like you're
fear
going to
of
punch her.
bodily injury.
She's going
and
to
they were
unload
just
that
convicted
pepper
a couple days
sprayer,
ago
that taser on your
in a
ass.
trial.
Yeah.
Because they didn't even put their hands on me like he did.
Yeah.
And there was a regular citizen, they were arrested. And this is my problem, is that I feel as though because he's security, right, I feel as though he's being held to a different standard. But I believe in holding everybody accountable, because if I take it into my own hands,
The
then
prosecution
you
must
wouldn't want
prove
that, right? You
that
wouldn't
the
want me
defendant
causing a
willfully
scene
touched another
and
person
fighting with
without
this man.
excuse
He has a
or
gun. Someone could have. He's
of that
that's a
is,
danger. He's putting his hands on people. You know, as a
just
sergeant,
raising
a
a
security officer, their job is to observe and report. They're not supposed to put hands on anybody. I'm familiar with Allied Universal security company he works for. They have a
Amen,
zero
Tommy.
hands-on policy. For that reason, is
Amen.
because you cannot just put your hands on people. And like I said, someone put me in reasonable fear of bodily
You
injury
can if you have
in Fredericksburg,
justification or
and
excuse.
they were convicted in a trial without even touching me. So obviously he touched me. So he put me. That's an assault and battery. This fits the statute.
So that aside, what happened in, you said Richmond?
Yeah. No.
That aside,
Fredericksburg,
what
yeah.
happened in Richmond?
Yeah. I was just giving as an example.
What happened in this particular case? So I did a thorough investigation. I talked to your witness. I talked to the people inside. I tried to review body camera inside. There was nothing evident that stuck out where I could actually see that an assault occurred. So with that being said, the officers are not wrong in what they told you. So they do not have to make an arrest. So you can go down to the magistrate and secure warrants and take out warrants if you believe you were assaulted. Show them the video, and that'll come into play when you go to court.
Trial,
You can-
correct, yeah.
Trial, yeah. So we're gonna give you a report number. We're gonna take a report. We have all his information, all the security guard's information, all your information. So we took the report for the assault, and you can go down to the magistrate and take out the warrant. Whether you're rightfully allowed to video record, we're not going to get into the weeds with
David,
whether you're
you
allowed to be in
cheeky
there, because
bastard.
it's very unclear what that property is, whether it's public, private, or federal or state. So at this point, we're here for criminal matters. We're going to go ahead and take care of that need. We're going to go ahead and file the report, and that's the.
But I'm not. Just to be clear, I'm not trespassing this building.
Excuse me.
Not
I'm
yet.
not
We're not
trespassing.
trespassing you at this point.
Okay.
So no, they
Okay.
don't want to pursue anything with trespassing. No.
Okay. Great. All right, guys. So
They did him
it
a
is
solid.
getting
Funny that.
late in the day.
We all know why you asked if you were
I
trespassing.
want to get to this courthouse before. We're going to make sure that security guard's held accountable. All right, guys, so we're just getting out of the City of Norfolk courthouse. We just spoke to the magistrate. The warrant has been issued and submitted.
Prove it.
Warrant for Tremaine Newsom's arrest, the security officer from Allied Universal. I will say it's always Allied Universal. Always. Never fails for them to push you, assault you, violate your constitutional rights. It's ridiculous. There's no reason I should be here right now. Speaking directly to a magistrate, swearing under oath. There's no need
Abby,
for it.
right now, I think he needs a
Sergeant
diaper.
Greason of the Norfolk Police Department should have handled it on the scene, just like she would have done if it was me or any of
She
you.
did handle it.
But
on
as
the
we
scene.
know, even security officers are part of that thin blue line. They're part of
No, they are
the
not.
system, and they refuse to go against the system. So we followed up. We came all the way over here, spoke directly to the magistrate, and she did have the probable cause in order to charge him and issue a criminal warrant. So stay tuned to the channel for further updates. There was no need for any of this to go down this way whatsoever. Tremaine, security guard Tremaine Newsom should have de-escalated the situation. Shouldn't have put his hands on me. Shouldn't have pushed me 2 times while I'm trying to enter in the door. Once with his shoulder, another one with his hand that you can't see on camera. But anyway, completely ridiculous. Shout out to
If you can't
Peter,
see it on camera, there's no
fellow
way you've got
patriot,
a warrant out for it.
who de-escalated the situation. He was on the side of the people, on the side of goodness, fairness,
Did I
freedom.
really just see
And I
a
appreciate
John Deere
him, and I
Gator
appreciate each
driving
and every
down
one
the
of you.
damn street?
There was no need. This
Yeah.
was one of the craziest videos. So long, so drawn out, so convoluted.
That is like the biggest redneck
People
thing
lying.
I've ever seen.
I just couldn't believe it. Officers
can
not
tell.
doing their job, not honoring their oath to the United States Constitution. This is ridiculous. But we
There's
demand
a gentleman in
accountability.
my
We the
town
people demand
who
accountability.
Sorry,
drives
but-
around
Not
on
only
an
from the
actual
security
tractor
guard,
wherever
Dude,
he
don't
goes.
pause it a
law
second
enforcement
then,
who
Zia.
arrived as well as
Did he just turn around and say that security guards weren't honouring their oath to the Constitution?
Yes.
I don't take an oath to the Constitution. I'm sorry. I work for a private company, not for the fucking government.
He also says that all security guards are part of the thin blue line.
No,
So
we
they're-
have our own fucking thin line. Thank you.
Mhm.
Also says that you guys are the part of the problem with law enforcement.
What?
Yes, he said that.
He does know that usually it's retired law enforcement officers that come into security, right? Or people from high school and college join security to get a little bit of experience before they go to police academy, right? Yeah.
Who's he going to blame next? The bloody Coast Guard. I know
Oh, he
who's
gets
responsible for tyrants. Space Force.
Yeah. Good luck with that one, because Space Force can't do shit except for on a base. Coast Guard, on the other hand, Coast Guard, yeah, I can see him blaming Coast Guard. Coast Guard has jurisdiction anywhere there's a boat, including if that boat is on a trailer on a road.
Hold on. Let's be honest. We all know who he's going to blame next, who are the true tyrants, and that's the Boy Scouts of America. He's upset because they wouldn't sell him a tin of popcorn, so they're tyrants to him.
Yeah, and his issue with Allied. Look, I used to work for Allied back before they were Allied Universal and they were Allied Barton, right? Yeah, I helped set up some of the contracts that we had, like with Nestle Corporation, and I also helped set up one with the federal government contract. It was the CDC in Atlanta. I don't see what his issue is. Carrie, I actually still have one of my old Allied Barton badges and patches.
Now, this could really fall under one thing. Sean really does have an issue with authority.
Yeah, he's a perfect case of antisocial disorder, which would be people who have problem with authority figures.
I mean, look at the way he acts. He sees a security camera. He automatically assumes it's for nefarious purposes. You can FOIA request those. It's not like, you have to sign away your firstborn child. You can literally go, I can literally go right now to my local courthouse, go to the county clerk's office and court clerk's office and say, yeah, can I get a FOIA request for all the security cameras footage for this floor at this time on this date?
Yeah, with Sean's issue with authority, I can see him in the very near future going full soft sit.
Oh, most definitely.
Yeah, hey, Pokey.
Hey, Pokey. But another thing is he's clearly obsessed with. Oh, Kova, we know he's lying.
He is definitely blowing shit, not smoke, shit.
I'll be right back.
The gentleman that he's calling a patriot who stuck up for what's right. He paid him. He's a paid actor who is also a frauditor of a different sort. That's how we know. we've pretty much proven it. And even in the comment section, LIA was trying to defend him and saying, "Oh, I didn't know him. He's not an actor." We found his IMDb on Fraud Control's stream last night. They found his YouTube page. They found his videos where he was kicked out of a Panera Bread. They found his video where he was trespassed from a courthouse. And he's reading the fraudish script verbatim.
Yep.
What more do we need?
The employment commissioners and managers that were originally the cause of the problem, saying that I could not record, that they felt uncomfortable. If you feel uncomfortable with being on a recording, don't step out of your house, because there's cameras everywhere. The government is always watching you. I have no nefarious intent. De-escalate, treat people with some respect, and we'll get a long way together. Anyways, guys, let me know what you think about this one in the comment section below. Stay safe. God bless. I'll see you in the next video. Long Island Audit. Peace.
That was painful, to say the least.
I'm going to have to go hit some of my math books now to regain the IQ points I lost from that bullshit.
I'm going to have to soak my brain in single-aged malt scotch just to stop the pain of the stupidity that we just saw. But so yeah, should we share with everyone here the news we got about Mr. Lyons?
Oh, by all means, go right ahead.
Now, if you guys were caught up with our saga, which is Badges and Lies, the Lions story.
The badge bunny that never was.
Is that your tagline for the novel? That's your writer's quote. The badge bunny that never was. Claims he was a deputy for Hillsborough County, which we proved. Said he was a cop in Atlanta. He was only a cadet. Went to Douglasville. Well, during our investigation, we found out he resided in Georgia, and he has several businesses there. Last night, he uploaded a new video where he surprisingly moved all of a sudden back to Florida. I wonder why that is.
Gee, I can only imagine there's a few answers for that.
If you're not familiar, CA's thorough investigation work found out he's been using several addresses that are already owned and operated by legitimate businesses as his new addresses for his businesses. One of them happens to
yes,
be
Kerry, so do I.
A hospice and palliative care center. So, Tyrone, because you have not changed your name legally, and I know you don't like it when we call you that, but my mama always told me to address people by their name.
The real name.
Or their title, in my case.
I refuse to call you Lord Mark until you call me His High Emperor of Ohio.
That's King Fuka to you.
All hail King Fuka.
No, when you say high, do you mean high or high?
Why can't it be both?
Good point.
By royal decree, I am not responsible for drug tests. But we've been going for about almost over 2 hours now, and hold on 1 second.
Oh, do you know what? If you think my my logo is cool, Gary, wait till you see the real thing.
Oh, he has to show off the real flag.
Mm-hmm. Yes, I do.
NCR hasn't even noticed I changed my name.
I love it.
I am king of the Fucus.
I have no idea what he's doing, but
Oh Lord, he's muted. There's no telling.
I dread to think I won. Yeah. I have suspicions about what he does when he's muted, but nothing I can prove.
You wanna address that, Mark? I was taking care of some business.
Address what?
You don't know what I'm doing when I'm muted. I think we all know what I'm doing. I'm executing certain orders as High Emperor.
It depends. Are you naked or not?
I shall neither confirm nor deny that, sir.
He better be fully clothed or his mama's going to kick his ass.
I think she'll kick his ass anyway, so it's fine. You might as well learn it.
No, I was taking care of some stuff here in the house for the family. But we could go for a little bit more and dunk on some of Lion Lions' awful stories, or we could end it here.
I say end it here. It's a nice page to end on. A little bit more information on Mr. Lyons. He may be getting investigated by the Fox 5 Atlanta investigative journalism team.
So if you guys might want to keep an eye on that for YouTube, because I will say this. I know how a lot of investigative journalists love to put stuff up. Personal favorite of mine is Rob Welchek from the Detroit Fox 2 affiliate. And he's got zero chill. I've seen some of Randy's stuff today.
Yeah. You should seriously watch the one where he went out with Don Shipley.
Yeah. I would recommend you guys subscribe. Keep notifications on for them, because the minute it airs, I'm going to grab it and download it, and I'm going to stream it.
Because you might want to cover up that Fox logo, because just saying, copyright strike.
Oh, they'll get me anyway. I'm probably not going to get money off of this one, the amount of swearing we were doing. But
well, Mark, I don't know. I didn't swear much.
Mark, what you were doing behind the camera is enough to get us shut down.
Unable to confirm, unwilling to deny.
The spy jets confirmed it, okay?
Well, I've put a t-shirt on now, if that makes any difference.
You thought that was a pigeon hanging outside your house? That was a camera.
Part of Kim's secret army of spy doves and pigeons.
Yes.
Why do you need the pigeon as a security camera right outside, pointing at me?
It's a homing pigeon. It's homed in on Mark.
It's homed on that thing you call a worm.
Just hack the CCTV.
Yeah,
like
but the pigeon's got infrared and all the predator technologies. His words. Mark, do you have anything you want to plug for you or the missus?
Yes, by all means, come and check out my channel, Mark the Sarcastic Law Student, or the wife's channel, Witch of Heart. We are hoping to do a stream on British frauditors at some point in the very near future. I've got an assignment that's due the day after tomorrow, so it won't be for a few days yet, at least. But we will be streaming at some point in probably next week. So yeah, if you're not subbed, then please do come and sub. I could really use the subs.
Mark, go ahead and put your link in the chat.
I do need to do that, actually. Let's do that very quickly.
CA, anything you want to plug?
Just stay tuned. There's some interesting stuff coming down the line.
I know about the upcoming music project. I encourage you guys to click that notification bell and subscribe to Commentator Auditor, or as he's now known, His Royal Majesty King Fuka.
That's right. Fuka you all.
And Fuka you trust.
Right, so there's my one, and there's the wife's one. There we go.
But Mark, throw CA's up there as well.
Speaking of the wife, she's just got a hang. So there's the wife's one. And yours is just Commentator Auditor, isn't it? CA.
Yes.
I think it's at Commentator Auditor 1.
Yeah. YouTube.com/@. Commentator Auditor 1.
Yeah, Commentator Auditor 1. No spaces.
Double check that, make sure it works. Oh, yeah, that one works. Okay, good. Excellent. So we've got mine, we've got the wife's Switch of Hearts. And
back over there.
With that being said, you guys stay safe, be well, and we'll see y'all next time.
That's
right. Have a good one.
Bye.
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 Bye, Felicia.